Hey guys, Colorado Dave here. This is Knives in Our Lives is your channel here with YouTube, and I just started this about a month ago. I also set up an Instagram channel, and I'm hoping that you guys will follow me and subscribe, and I can keep this going because I'm having fun with it. I am starting to show some of my knives. I'm thinning out my collection here a little bit, so I'm trying to show some of the knives that I'm getting rid of before I do. With you guys, and then I'm also just showing you some of my favorites as well, but just trying to share some knives with you guys. I wanted to share this one today because I did sell it just today actually, and it's shipping out tomorrow morning. This is a knife I have really had a hard time deciding to sell because I really like this knife. This is the ZT-0456, and I am a big ZT fan. Out of all my ZTs, I would say this is probably in my top 3 as far as favorites. Reason I'm selling it is I really need to raise some cash right now for something I'm trying to get. And so in that breath, I have made a decision to let this go. I'll probably get my hands on another one of these at some point someday, I'm guessing, because I really like this knife. So I may regret getting rid of this, excuse me. But anyway, let's get into it here a little bit. Like I said, this is one of my favorite all-time ZTs. I bought this from DLT Trading about maybe a year ago, and love the knife. All the milling that you see on the outside here is all contoured as well on the handle. You just see some beautiful mill work, which is kind of Dmitry Sinkevich's. That's one of his signatures, I think, on a lot of his work that he does. But if you look really close at this, there's just a lot of fine-tuned milling on it that's just beautiful. And it does give you like a little extra grip in the hand. Nothing major, but enough that you feel it. As far as the contoured handles, this is probably one of the most comfortable knives in hand that I own. It just feels, for me, it fits my hand like perfect. Fits really nicely. This knife is an extremely good cutter. I don't know, this is the only knife that I own that is CTS 204P steel, which I know they say it's the same as like M390 as far as the composure of the steel mix. They say it's the same as like CPM 20CV as well. I have knives in both those steels, but there's something about this blade and about the retention of the edge that is just phenomenal, and I do think it's better than the ZT that I have with the 20CV on it. This is one of the sharpest knives that I've ever gotten out of box factory-wise, and has retained an edge like no other knife I've ever handled. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's this. Like I said, it's the only knife that I own in the 204P, but just really like the steel from what I've seen of it. I have not sharpened it because this knife hasn't been used much. I've just cut paper with it and some cardboard and stuff. But again, it goes through it like butter, like really nice. So this is a hard knife. I can't believe I got rid of it, to be honest with you. I'm already having regrets on getting rid of it. But I did sell it, and it's going out in the morning, and it is what it is. But I can say the action on this knife is one of the best action knives of any knife that I've ever had in hand. I think ZT in general does a great job with the action, with the sound. This knife is up there at the top as one of the best. I think probably the only reason I might have made a decision to get rid of it today is because we're in the middle of summer. It is a heavier knife, so I haven't carried it much in the last couple months. I know I'm going to regret it when I have my jeans back on. Probably not a great knife for shorts, but definitely a great knife. I love the shape of the blade. It's kind of got that sheep's foot kind of shape to it, I would say. We'll call it modified sheep's foot. How's that? That seems to be the term of the day. / Warren Cliff. But whatever you want to call the blade, it's gorgeous. And it is a great user blade. I love the swedge coming off the top here. I just think it's beautiful. I like the fact that you have the stone wash where the ZT is here, and then everything else has the satin with the grind lines, which is very nice. The blue clip on the back, I don't mind it at all, except I don't like the ZT on it. For me personally, I'd rather have it not say ZT on it. It actually does slide in and out of the pocket fine, so I'm totally okay with it. I just think it kind of takes away from it. It's a pretty classy looking knife, and I just think the ZT takes away from it a little bit. I like it on the blade, I just don't like it on the clip. Love the pivot. The pivot's cool. When you look at it in the light, it kind of changes colors on you. It's pretty neat. But I don't know what else to say except that this knife is just such a smooth and graceful and solid feeling knife that for me, it's what ZT is all about. And that's why, again, I'm having a hard time letting go of it. But hey, we got to do what we got to do sometimes. You will see what I end up getting with this knife, though, and the other ones that I'm selling off at some point. So we'll get there. But anyway, like I said, I've had nothing but success with this knife. It's a great cutter. It's slicey, straight out of the box. No break-in, no nothing. It was just like I said, one of the smoothest knives I've ever handled straight out of the box. I know I'm not getting into great detail with it because I didn't really prep for this video that much. Like I said, I know I'm getting rid of it tomorrow. Made a decision to sell it, and since it's going out, I wanted to kind of share it with you here a little bit. I'm disappointed they discontinued this. I'm still hopeful someday they'll bring it back, as I do think it's a great knife. And like I said, I could very well end up getting another one of these at some point. I'm not going to do a real long review on this as they're hard to get and they are discontinued. Reason I didn't do a review on this one earlier. But again, I figured I still would share it with you as there are a lot of people trading them on the secondary market right now, as they are kind of going away and the prices are kind of steeping up on a lot of them. So anyway, that's where I'm at with it. Great knife, highly recommended. ZT, fabulous company. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think they're going downhill. I think they're putting out some pretty cool stuff. Let's do a couple comparisons here real quick since I brought a couple out. Since we're talking ZT, let's bring out my big boy here. This is my 0308, and this is the Tiger Stripe Black. As you can tell, bigger knife. This is a very, very big knife. This is over over 9 inches? It's right around 9 inches. It's like right at 9 inches, just under 9 inches. So it's a substantially larger knife, but this is a cool knife too. Really, really nice knife. Let's see, let's put another ZT up there. We'll put the Hinder 0393, and that's the one that's basically a play on the Hinder Eclipse. And again, love this knife. It's the glow-in-the-dark carbon fiber scales with the titanium frame. Almost makes it feel like a liner lock because you have the overlays on it. But this is another one, just great, great action. But anyway, look at the size comparison there. Again, this is going to be a little bit bigger. You can see that this is a little smaller. This is a stubby one. It's not super long, so lengthwise it fits great in the pocket. It's just fat and heavy. For me, I like it because I like heavy knives, but I know it's not for everybody, and I get that. This would probably be my #1 favorite ZT, and I'm not afraid to say it because I just love this knife, and that is my 0562 Ti, which is the titanium version. I've had this now for about a year or so, a little over a year, and love it. Love it. One of my favorite knives in my collection. I did go ahead and throw my edge on that one because I knew it was a keeper. It's held up really, really well. I use this knife, and it still looks like it's almost brand new. I love the deep carry pocket clip, etc. But again, we're just doing this for size comparison today. You can tell it's a little bit bigger. This is a 3.5 inch blade. I didn't look this up, but I'm guessing it's about a 3 1/4, something like that, 3.35, something like that. It's going to be just under 3.5, it looks like. And obviously, you got a little bit shorter handle on it as well. But hopefully, it gives you an idea size-wise how that's coming in. Just to put it up against a couple Spydercos, we'll go ahead and put out the Kapara just because I love the Kapara. It's a little bit longer knife as well. Again, you're going to have that full 3.5 inch blade there with a longer handle, so it is a little bit bigger knife. Another awesome knife, one of my faves. This was probably my biggest carried knife of last year, and that is my Maximit Para 3, which I love. You can see that that's just going to be a little bit smaller. Handle's almost the same size, but a little bit smaller in the handle, and then you get a lot more blade out of the ZT 0456. So it's definitely, you get a lot of blade to handle ratio. It's very nice on it, even though you do get the heavier weights. But again, good comparison. To put it up against the Para 3, just for size reasons, you can see how that is definitely a bigger knife. So this is going to fall between the two of them size-wise, which is probably an ideal size for a lot of people. The biggest thing with this one is just the weight. You got to decide if you want to carry a heavier knife or not. If you do, I will tell you this is one of the smoothest, most fun, and I don't know how to describe it. It's just very satisfying to flick this knife, and it's very satisfying to cut with this knife. Love it. Just love it. It's a great knife. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it here today. Like I said, I know it's discontinued, so I don't really feel like I need to spend that much time with it. I will tell you that they do offer this knife also in CPM 20CV and they have some of them that are out there, I believe, also in the M390 as well. So all 3 versions of them are out there. I will just tell you the 204P for me, awesome. Worked out really, really nice on this knife for me. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you.